Welcome to the channel, and today we're gonna take a brief intro about the symbologies in QGIS. So let's get started. So here you can able to visualize here in the layer section. So one layer here represents our land use and the second layer will represents the boundary. So now let me select the land use. So to view the symbology in the of this layer, you have to double click. And basically a symbology means how the data is being represented with your attribute table information. So that is available here in this section. So the first thing we can do when it comes to symbology, it is go to this layer property that is available in our layer section. Let me show you that. So to open this layer properties, you have to double click the layer. So now you can able to visualize here, we have a window popped out saying layer properties. So in that you can able to visualize here, we have an option called symbology. So here using symbology, you can change the color of your, so there is several different features where you can able to use for your, so there is several different color options being here available here in the symbology section. So and it's very useful to change the appearance of our layer, that is our particularly our land use layer here. So also there is a unit section is here, different measurements can be used here. So the first section we have the option called color, where you can choose the desired color of your choice. For example, you can choose any color of your choice to showcase your layer color. For example, let me select a green color for our layer, and let me click apply. So it appears to change now, the color appears to change. And similarly we have a second option called opacity. So opacity is basically used to adjust the transparency of the layer. So currently the layer is at 100% opacity. So to view through the layer, so you can adjust the opacity according to your choice. For example, let me adjust the opacity to up to 50%. So have adjust the opacity up to 50%, and let me now let me apply this setting to it. So you can visualize the appearance of there is a transparency of the polygon of our land use layer is appears to be reduced. That is, it is more transparent now compared to 100% opacity. So now you can view the difference. It is at 100% opacity, and this it is at 50% opacity. And the opacity is very useful tool in order to visualize the layer below this particular layer. For example, we have our first layer, it is of land use layer, followed by our boundary layer. So to view through the land use layer, you can adjust the opacity of your choice to make it more transparent, and we can view the underlying layer, that is our boundary features. So here the all symbol section, so you can visualize here. So there is many different options being available. Let me select all symbols. So here you can able to visualize the different symbols available in this section. So you can able to view there is a variety of symbols are available for our layers. So there is a variety of symbols being available, starting from a topo swamp, so to a simple white, simple blue colors, and outline reds. There are different types of symbols being available to color our layers in the symbology section. And you can visualize here, there's all the symbols and other options only for the single symbols. So you can also go for the categorize section. So in the categorize section of the symbology, so you can let us select a field from our layer. So now let me select a layer called type. So what it does is it basically categorize the different land use type. So we have selected a field called type. So the type here represents the land use types. So it can classify the different land use types into different categories, and each of the categories will be given a different set of colors. So for example, let me click this option called classify. So it will classify our land use type into different colors based on the type of the land use. Let me click this. So now you can able to visualize based on the type of land use, it is classified into a desired sets of color. For example, the farm is classified as a pink color, And for example, the railway is classified in the light blue color, and the reservoir is classified in light green color. So now let us visualize what happens when we apply it on our land use types. So here let us visualize it. So you can able to visualize here the different land use types has been given a unique sets of color based on the land use types. For example, let us use this identity tool. So let me click OK. So let me click this identity tool here. So now let me click this particular land use type. So here you can able to visualize here the details of this particular land use. So it is the land use type is of military, and is object ID of 308 and OSM ID of this particular numbers. And in the derived section you can visualize a few information about it, about this particular land use. So now let me get back to symbology. So now there is a few other options available here. So you can visualize here we have our plus and minus symbol. So the plus symbol here represents to add a new features or to delete the land use for your choice. For example, you can click this and you can click this option called delete to delete this particular land use feature. And suppose if you want to delete all the land use feature, you can click this option called delete all. So now let us visualize the other option that is available. Previously we have visualized the single symbols, and second we have visualized the categorized. Now let us visualize the graduated one. So in graduate symbology, so basically you can use a range. So each range will change a color. So now let me select the value from our attribute table. So here, so in the attribute table we have a field called object ID. So now let me select that. So the precision here represents it is represented for the decimals. Suppose if your range has the decimal places, you can have a precision set up to 4. Suppose if your data doesn't have any decimals, you can just so now let us set our precision level to 0 because we don't have any decimal place. So in the color ramp section, you can choose your different color ramps of your choice. You can choose variety of color options that is available in the select color option, that is a color ramp section. You can choose a color of your choice. You can just select the color here and just click here. You can select the different ranges, that is you can set the different color ranges for your data, so you can customize that thing. So you can also select another color, green, and you can just import that. So in this way you can just set a different colors for your range. So now let me cancel this. I will stick to this default setting. So you can also select the number of classes. So for example, the object ID can be the object ID. In this particular graduated section of the symbology, it classifies into different ranges. So you can classify the number of classes you required it. For example, let us select 5 classes, or let us select 4 classes. So now let us select as 4 classes. So now you can visualize here we have 4 different classes with the different ranges here that is available. So there is a range starting from 52 to 9,373 and up to 1,02,311. So it is classified into 4 different classes. The object ID value has been classified into 4 different ranges. So you can also choose your number of classes of your choice. For example, let me select 5 classes or 6. So you can select the classes according to your choice. So for example, let us set the classes number of classes to be 2 and just apply it and visualize it here. So we can visualize here, then if we set a number of classes to be 2 and the land use has been classified based on this particular range. So the range of around 22,294 to 1,23,2,311 were classified as red color. So now let me increase the number of classes here. I will increase up to 3. Applied. So you can change the view, you can able to visualize the difference here. And similarly, let me increase the number here. Applied. So the color gets showing different ranges of red color here, which is indicating the different ranges of this particular classes. And remember, you can always mess with your colors. For example, let me select this particular color called blues. So now let me apply it. So the color gets changed So you can visualize the different shades of blue indicating the different ranges of this classes. So now let me increase the number of classes. You can visualize the different changes here. So we increased up to have increased the classes up to 6. So you can clearly able to visualize the different shades of the color blue. So this is what I want to show you guys, to show you the different symbology options that is available in QGIS. We went through single symbols, categorized and graduated. And there is also other options being also available here. So you can check it out. So thank you guys for watching the channel. So in this video I have shown you the different symbologies available in QGIS. So thanks for watching and subscribe to our channel and give us a like.